to Interactive Distractions, episode number 485. My name is Chris Fricchio, and I'm here with Travis Palm.
Hello.
Jeff Chorney.
What up, everyone?
And Jason A. Striker.
Yo, hello.
And we are recording on a Sunday tonight because we're kind of all over a place this week. We had a little bit. Take three. We had kind of a mishap last week with the episode that we did. There is audio for that, but I don't know. We're deciding whether or not we're going to release that. It's essentially the beginning of the Wukong discussion between the guys. I didn't play Wukong, so I'm out of that one. But yeah, and then we tried on Friday, and that didn't work out for other reasons. So now we're here on Sunday, and we're trying a brand new way of recording. So bear with us as we get our tech feet wet. But besides all that, let's see what's going on. Travis, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing well. I didn't realize we were doing introductions, so I'm not prepared for that. Let's see. I went and saw Alien Romulus.
Oh, nice. How was that?
Shit.
That was pretty darn good.
I've heard it was good.
I'm a stickler for the Alien franchise. I have high expectations for these movies, and I want them to do a better job of building onto the lore and kind of getting back to its 1979 roots. And this does that for the most part. I think that feeling and sense of isolation where you're stuck on this ship with this monster and stuff like that. Like that's there. The movie is still kind of more on the action-y side than the tension side. So if I have any type of gripe, I would like to see a little bit more slower pacing, more tense situations versus just going for the easier action set piece. But overall, it was good. I think
like the roots, like you said, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's what that first movie was all about, was the tension.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the second movie was all the action. So
and Sigourney in a tight t-shirt, but whatever.
Exactly. But this is one of those cool movies. It's not a prequel. It's not a sequel. It's one of those in between quills, and it does a lot. It rewards those who have been here from the start, and it also, I think it.
So, like the White Titans from like the first movie, that brought life to us. Yeah,
the what?
Prometheus.
Prometheus. Did you see Prometheus?
Oh yeah, I've seen Prometheus.
Okay.
The engineers.
Yes, the engineers.
Call them by their name, Jason. So
Sorry.
So it does reward you if you've seen Prometheus. It rewards you if you've seen Alien and Aliens. So I think it's just a good movie that it's serviceable horror, and it is a decent time. I was not unhappy spending, however much it costs to go to the movie theater nowadays, like $16-17 at least. I did not regret the price of that ticket. It was a really good movie. Highly recommend. So
nice.
That's really that's been going on. Just went and saw that movie. It's been chilling at home, relaxing, playing some video games. We have video games to play finally. I'm out of my rut.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been so good, but we'll talk about those games later. But next, Jeff, what's going on, man?
Hey, it's the long weekend, Labor Day. So it's the end. This is like the scariest year for students. I remember that, being in school and being like, fuck, summer's over. So yeah, yesterday we had a bunch of family stuff. We went to the in-laws for like a pool birthday, not a birthday thing, just like a barbecue pool shenanigans, and then went to my parents for my dad's birthday afterwards. So it was a busy day of family stuff, and it was tiring.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it. Nothing really exciting.
Sounds
like
those things. That sounds like you had some good food.
Yeah, it was good.
I mean, it sounds like that sounds good.
Way too much fucking food. Yeah, way too much food. It was fun. It was good. Today was much more kind of like relaxing, and tomorrow no real plans either. So should be a good end to the weekend.
Nice.
Jason.
I've been living in my filth for too long. It's disgusting in here. There's shit all over the table, but you know why? Because I moved shit from one table to another. I'm very proud of myself.
Cleaning.
Actually, I cleaned my desk, like with alcohol wipes and the whole bit. It may not look like it behind me, but everything in front of me, I've rewired everything. It's beautiful, and it's going to stay this way for about a day or so.
I was going to say maybe a week,
works.
Maybe a week if you're lucky.
Yeah, but I'm real proud of the results. So Yeah, well, that took me a couple days. So that's what I've been up to.
Yeah, I understand. I know that when I try and do that type of shit, it takes me forever too. So, I don't really have a whole lot to add. Just been crazy busy at work. My daughter had her birthday recently, or she's 12. So that was fun. Got to meet one of her new close friends because they had their birthday recently too. So they're like 3 days apart. So that's nice. And so that was fun. And then let's see, Labor Day weekend on this side too. Not doing much, but sitting around playing video games. So that's good. So let's talk about that shit. Who wants to go first?
It depends. What do you want to do? We want to talk about the new game first, or smaller stuff out of the way first?
End on Outlaws, or do we want to start with Outlaws?
Wait, you guys played Outlaws?
We did.
Whoa. Okay, tell me about it.
Okay, we'll start with that then.
There we go.
I am digging it, but it's kind of all over the place for me right now because I started out like feeling I was playing. At first, it was like, okay, I'm playing Star Wars Uncharted, and then I was playing Star Wars Grand Theft Auto, and then I was playing. It kind of goes all over the place. And then there's like these hints of. And I'll kind of go back and talk about why I feel all these.
I got a Shadow of the Tomb Raider vibe.
Yeah, the Tomb Raider vibe, the new Tomb Raider vibes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then like even a little bit of like the Skyrim or Fallout feel too, because like for that it's like there's always a compass up. You don't have a mini map or anything. You can pull up a map, but there's always something on the compass that pops up. There's always a question mark, and it's like, oh, what's that? And it's like
a Ubisoft game. It wouldn't be without it.
That's right. So, and whenever you approach the question mark, it's always like, hey, new treasure location. I'm like, oh, treasure. Okay. Now we're talking, right? Because that's what K's all about is the loot. So, and then like Grand Theft Auto, there was one particular mission where I had to go into an Imperial base. And yeah, I fucked them up pretty bad. And when I left, they were every fucking where. Like there was no way to get away from them.
Oh, the wanted levels.
Yeah. So there's like the wanted levels essentially. So like they were everywhere, and like there's no way around it. Like you go back, and if they capture you, you're out credits. Like and I think it's more credits the worse they're looking for you. But then like the Uncharted or Tomb Raider thing, it's like it does feel like that.
I'm not sure how far you are, but you can get rid of the wanted levels.
That's good. I haven't had the opportunity to do that yet, but
they show up on the map at some point. They say like Imperial Terminal or something like that. You can go to those and wipe them out, or you can go to there's a person in one of the first areas that will clear it for you.
Has a like a Imperial officer that you can bribe. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay. One thing that happened to me is that it said that they had dropped some elite troopers or like death troopers or something, and they gave a location of that. And I never ran into them because once I did end up getting captured, and I paid my way out, and then that was gone. So I don't know if that was part of it, or I don't know. But there's a lot so far to this game. I'm still on the first planet and not even close to being done with it. So I don't know how far you guys have gotten, but so far I'm really enjoying it. There's a lot to do. I have I'm sure we'll get into some of the gripes that we've got, but so far so good for me, man. What do you guys think?
Well, I didn't buy it, and so far I'm kind of glad I didn't buy it per se outright. I did a sub for a month of the Ubisoft Plus. Because I totally forgot that you get their games day one, and it's always like the best edition too. So for like $20 instead of dropping the 100 and whatever,
110 or whatever it was,
yeah. So I do like it. I think the Star Wars license is doing the majority of the heavy lifting with this game for me. If it wasn't Star Wars, I probably would have stopped playing by now. That's pretty much
the different.
Yeah, I mean,
opposite end of that. Usually, it's like if this wasn't Star Wars, it would be really good.
No, I don't think it would be. This is like, okay, I compare this to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, whereas like that game is the same way for me. Like if it wasn't Final Fantasy, I would have stopped playing that game really early. But I think this game is actually like the Metacritic, like the average, fits this game more than it would have Final Fantasy. I think this game tries to do so much, and the way it puts everything together just doesn't feel great, but it's fun because I'm living my own, like, I'm role playing. I'm basically like, I am a scoundrel,
Yeah.
you know, I'm like Han Solo, but K-Vess, and that's fun, making it like my own story, and like I can get by some of the quirks like that. Like the wanted level, I hate that shit in every game, so that's just not just me just saying it's bad in this game. I don't like that in any game, especially when it's something you have to actively go out of your way to like basically just hit a button to get rid of. Just have like a timer on that kind of stuff. I'd appreciate that. And so in Grand Theft Auto, I still hated getting wanted levels. But on a similar thing, like it has similar levels like Ubisoft type stuff where you go into an area, you got to get something, and this game is so heavily aimed towards stealth play, but it doesn't do anything stealth great. And
this game doesn't do anything great. Let's get that clear.
Yeah,
like,
well, it doesn't do anything great. Yeah.
Well, tell me more about your gripes with the stealth.
Real quick. It does a lot of things serviceably.
Yes.
And none of it great. And stealth is...
Stealth feels like old Ubisoft stealth games where there's a lot of missions and I'm not even that far. I'm probably like 10 hours in or so. Where if you fail it or you get caught, that's it. You get thrown out of that area, and that really sucks. Another thing, enemies see you, like sometimes they'll see you when you feel like you're well hidden, sometimes they won't. It's never consistent. Like I'll take out a guy and I think there's no one around, and all of a sudden everybody in the fucking area knows where I am. I'm like, well, that sucks. And then you have to pull out your guns. That's fine. I think the shooting's serviceable. Like Travis said, it's fine. But then when that happens, I ran into a problem where they hit the alarm. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to disable the alarm. And I was running around for 30 minutes, just shooting guys over and over and over again, just going in a circle, like being like, oh my God, are they ever going to stop? And there's no alarms going off. So I disabled that. I don't know if it was a bug or a glitch, but that was kind of a pain in the ass.
That was one of the things I was going to ask you, because that's what I ran into in the Imperial base that I had, because they kept coming. But I know that we talked about this offline. So the one that he the area that he was in that where the enemies kept coming was one that I was able to successfully stealth into and take out everybody quietly. So I didn't run into that issue. But I was going to ask you about that. I was like, was there an alarm going off or something like that? Because that absolutely made a difference with the Imperial side of things.
Yeah, they set the alarm and then I disabled the alarm, but then they just kept coming. And then I just finally let them kill me. I'm like, let me just try this again. And then I was able to go through there and just get what I needed and get the hell out. They also don't give you a lot of good tools at the beginning to deal with multiple enemies stealthfully. So that's kind of a turnoff. Like, whereas Assassin's Creed was kind of like that, but then they went away from that and they gave you at least enough tools that you could take out like 3 or 4 guys relatively quickly and not have to worry about raising the alarm or them seeing you and having to basically put the kibosh on any kind of stealth you were trying to do. That does get better. You can open up abilities and stuff later. So it's better now. I would recommend people stick to the story for a little bit so you can get some of those things. It does make it better. And I was going to say something else about the stealth, but I can't quite.
It eluded you.
I got it. So this game is like, it's open world, but when it wants you to be stealthy or do a certain mission, it puts invisible boundaries and not hard wall boundaries like in Wukong where you can't go somewhere. You can still go there, but then it'll pop up leaving mission area.
Oh, yeah.
And you have like 5 seconds to go back into it. I'm like, why? Like, if I can go this way around these boxes, over these boxes around here, I could probably flank them and it'll make this mission a lot easier and make sense. Like, game's like, nope, we don't want you to do that. You have to go through this way. It's like, well, fuck off. Like, okay, like, do you want us to be stealthy or not? Like, what do you want us to do? Like, and sorry, one more before this included a stealth too.
I didn't realize this was going to be an Outlaws bitching session.
I like it, but I like my 7 out of 10 games. I think it's getting like the reviews it actually deserves. I don't believe in the high ones. Like, I don't agree with those so far, and I don't agree with like the really low ones. I think it's like right around that medium where it is, like in the 70s. So I think that's probably where it fits. The game has a big mechanic like the reputation, which I'm sure we'll discuss more. But if you're doing a mission for a certain cartel or faction, chances are you're going to gain reputation with them and lose some in another because they're all going at each other.
It's super fun, Jason. You have no idea, man.
It's pretty cool. But here's the problem with the stealth. No, I know, we'll get to it. the stealth part that I'm talking about, where you get thrown out, you lose. You not only do you possibly lose credits, like Chris is saying, like you have to pay the Imperial, whatever. Your reputation can go down from that area you're doing the mission in. So if you're like in a pike area and they catch you and they throw you out, you not only lose credits, you have to do that mission again. You lose reputation with that faction. And I had, yeah, in a really early mission, I had my reputation to, I guess it was good, where that lets you get in, gets you bypass the first area of the territory, but the second area is restricted. So I was like, okay, the restricted area is the part I'm having the problem with. Because I failed that like 2 or 3 times, my reputation fell to poor. Now I couldn't even get into the first area. And then I was like, what the fuck? So I was like, I'm not doing that again. And I'm like, how do I build up my rep to get at that port so I can just walk freely in this fucking, I didn't know how to get into the mission area at this point. I'm like, I have no idea. So I reloaded it save from like,
I know what you're talking about. There's like there's a corridor that leads to a vent that you can get into.
Yeah. I'm like, I can't even get to there anymore. I'm like, what the fuck?
The game has a really novel setup with how it does the reputation system and what kind of access that you have in the cities. I like that. I like, not having specific access and then being turned away at the gate and then having to like work my way through up through the ranks of this organization to be more trusted. I like that, but it does lend itself to some frustrating things. Like it's almost like a game that penalizes you with de-leveling you if you're low on experience points. So it's like it punishes you for losing it because you lose the rep, and like Jeff said, and now you're in a situation where now this level's even harder for you because you went down a tier in your reputation. And just
when you run into areas like that, you gotta scum save. Like make sure before you enter that area, do a manual save so that if you get thrown out,
I know that now.
save because absolutely.
It's literally one of the first missions in the game. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, it is. I know. I'm pretty sure I know what mission you're talking about. But yeah, it's really frustrating when that kind of shit happens. Especially like what you're saying, Jeff, that you literally lost a level of your reputation, so that you ended up going from good to poor. So that's rough.
Yeah. It's what else can we talk? I'm trying to think of what else we can talk about. Like what's a good thing? Let's do like the compliment sandwich here. What do we like about it?
The compliment sandwich.
It looks really good.
I love Nyx. Like Nyx is a great addition to this game. Like you're talking about the stealth, like the stealth where you actually take out enemies. I use Nyx all the time, like distract and attack and like all the different things that he can do. So I really enjoy that aspect of it. And they kind of give you a lot of tools that other games have given in the past, including one tool that a game gave you and then took away. Thanks, Horizon. But like you get in the grass and you can whistle and get guys to come over and you take them out when you get to the grass.
That would have been a nice addition to the game to have some sort of ability to attract an enemy towards you or something like that.
You do. That's
what I'm talking about. Yeah, you can whistle to bring guys over to you.
Whistle and they come over to you.
What?
Yes, dude.
You hold down. Travis, it tells you for a split fucking second.
It does. It doesn't give you it doesn't give it to you for long, but if you hold down right on the D-pad, she will whistle and a nearby enemy will come by if they're in earshot.
Yeah.
I'm on the third planet of this goddamn game. I've been going through these stealth sections, not knowing that you can do that.
Yeah,
and also, attacking with Nyx also counts as a distraction as well. So it's a good way to take out 2 people, like around, like attack with the person he attacks. You take out the other person stealthily, then take out the person that Nyx attacked, and
and that's what I usually do.
I hate these stealth sections. I'm sitting here, I'm like, they don't. Jeff's over here talking about how like you don't really give you much in the beginning, but later on they open up, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Like I have no new stealth options. Like 0 new stealth options.
Can you do some of the side stuff, like the way the way this game opens up abilities too is kind of
the expert missions.
I don't like how they do.
Yeah, that's a lot of people I think have a problem with that. I
do and I don't. I get the idea.
Trying something
and I think
new. Sure.
I get the idea. So the way that you open up new abilities is that you actually meet or you get introduced to experts in fields. So like the first one that you get introduced to is a slicer. And the reason that they talk about the slicer is because you need getting you new gear to slice doors and things like that. So once you actually complete her mission, it opens up her tree of abilities for you. So you get, that's how you get the smoke bomb, for instance. I don't remember if it's her or the mechanic, but one of them, that's how you open up a smoke bomb. And then you can actually upgrade the smoke bomb as one of the abilities too. Actually opening up abilities is done mostly by either collecting particular materials or by actually doing specific things. So there's one. So the mechanic, for instance, the mechanic helps you with your speeder, and there's one skill that you earn, an ability that you earn if you jump your speeder a length of 60 meters without being thrown off of it. So it's things like that. That's how they open up abilities. And there's one particular ability that's all things with Nyx. Make Nyx happy 4 times. Send Nyx to steal like 14 things or whatever. So there's a lot of variety in how you unlock the abilities. But again, I only have 3 of the experts so far, so I'm pretty early in the game. But I don't dislike it. It's new, so I haven't figured out if I like it or not. But
the only thing I don't like about it is some of the numbers and things that you do seems like a blatant way to just like kind of
Pad
not
content.
make the game, kind of add kind of like add content, because I like that it gets you to try new things, especially in the beginning, but to open up things like later, it's getting you to do shit you've already done like 10 times.
Oh, really?
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Some things track retroactively and some things don't
Some
track
things
retroactively.
don't. Yeah.
And it's
like materials do, but
yeah,
actions don't.
It was weird. I didn't like that. So if everything tracked retroactively, I think I would like the system better, because there are certain abilities that are available for me right now that are like, do 10 certain amount of things. And I'm like, I've done like 8 of these things already and you didn't give me credit for it yet. Like, come on, try this.
Yeah.
I've seen, I haven't run into that yet because I'm early on, but I've seen other games do that, and that is definitely frustrating.
Yeah.
For me, general thoughts on this game. I struggled within the first like 5 or 6 hours of the title, because going into a open world Ubisoft title, I had certain expectations. I kind of wanted, to play Star Wars Far Cry or Star Wars Assassin's Creed. Like I wanted that. I wanted that situation. And the way that the mission structure is, there's different types of missions. There are main quests, side quests, intel, expert intel. There's so many different levels of story quests, and they're all delivered to you in different ways, and they all have different ways to approach them. And it's not as Ubisoft as one would expect. See, Jeff has a comp between this game and Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I actually compare this to Red Dead Redemption 2. I think it is a much slower open world experience, especially for all intents and purposes for Ubisoft. Like, this is definitely a different type of open world game, a different feeling type of open world game. And some people may actually welcome that, and I think some people will. But for me, like, I wanted this paint by numbers Ubisoft experience, stuff like that. So it took me a while to get there, and now that I understand like how the game wants me to play it, because like the game is unabashedly pushing you towards playing the way that they want you to. Very similar to like Horizon. Like Horizon, if you just go in trying to mash buttons in combat, you're going to fail and you're going to struggle and you're going to have a rough time. But if you play the game the way it's intended, by every weapon is strong against a specific enemy, and you have to play off of those enemies, and you're going to have a better time with the game. This game also, I feel, is the same exact way. Like the mission structure, the way you look for missions, the way you discover intel, the way you have to follow up and stuff like that. It's just, they're giving you so many more different little pieces. And if you try to like, it's a lot. And if you try to like say, okay, I'm going to like collect all these icons on this map and then I'm just going to attack this map icon. The game doesn't work like that. It's
no,
it doesn't.
Like, I just found out before we recorded how to see what contracts are available for each faction, and to go in the menu and then go to reputation, then click on those menus, and then that's when you see all the gear you get, and that's what you get from getting max reputation is you get a certain gear set, which are all they're all pretty badass. But apparently the reputation system, you can literally take it or leave it. It doesn't really have an effect on the story, from what I gather.
Yeah, it mostly has an effect on
where you can go
your ease of travel. Yeah. Like if you like right now, it's like the Pike Syndicate. Like I'm on the poor side on Pike Syndicate. Mm-hmm. So if I'm anywhere near their territory, if it's a restricted area, I am not going in there. And it's like what Jeff said when he failed that mission a couple times and then they threw him out essentially. And that's kind of how it goes. So right now it's like oh shit, what's the third one? There it's the Pikes, it's Huts, Crimson Dawn. So I'm kind of leaning towards Crimson Dawn right now, and
I have that almost maxed.
Yeah, the main reason I am is because I think their gear set is the best. So
for stealth, that's why I went to them first, because I was like, oh, it's stealth related. I'm gonna go for that first.
Yeah, but yeah,
I actually get their last game. It's kind of like I didn't play a lot of their last game, but it's very much it's kind of structured similarly to Avatar in like the map and how you how the compass and everything works and some of the mission structures. I can't say that for sure. So if there's people being like, no, it's not, I don't know. I didn't play as much Avatar as I have of this so far, but that aspect is very much like it. So maybe that's kind of like Massive's take on Ubisoft like stuff, because the Division was totally different than either of those games.
Yeah,
true.
But so far, I'm really digging it. I've definitely gotten into the groove. I see how the developer wants me to play the game, and I'm fully embracing that and having a good time. Again, like I said, nothing is great. Certain things are serviceable to good. Another good example is the space combat, the space flight combat. I feel like that's okay.
It's all right. It's serviceable.
I'm enjoying it more than I expected I was going to enjoy it.
Is it like on rails combat, or is it like actual sim combat?
You have a biome. You have a biome basically out in front of the planet, and it has a whole bunch of areas to search and look for loot and treasure. There's enemies all throughout that attack you if you.
They have those invisible walls too. If you go too far out, it's like go back. Oh, can we talk about for a second how Ubisoft
just hits an invisible wall and bounces off it? Or?
Bounce off? No, it just goes. It just says like go back to the mission area, and then if you don't, it fades to black, and then kind of like puts you in. Also, Ubisoft did it dirty by in the couple of the trailers they showed, including like their gameplay thing where they showed the ship take off and go through the atmosphere and go into space.
It's a loading screen.
It's a fucking loading screen. Like they put the HUD on there to make it look like it's gameplay. It is a loading screen. You don't control the ship whatsoever. It's like Starfield,
but you just from side to side a little bit, just
a little tiny.
Well, there you go. What else do you need?
Oh, it's a Destiny loading screen. Is that what you're saying?
No, I think even Destiny gives you more control over the ship during that. But the thing is, it's a long loading screen. It's not even like Starfield got shit on, but at least Starfield's loading screens are like 5 fucking seconds. This is like a 30-second thing that you have to watch from takeoff. Even if you
skip it, you can hold. It'll prompt you.
Can you skip that? Okay, I didn't try.
It prompts you hold to skip, and you can do it. And you still have to wait like 15 seconds.
Yeah,
to come and
like those motherfuckers. I was like, oh, this is gonna be cool. The first time I did, I'm like, okay, maybe the first one's just a cinematic or like a loading screen. No,
I'm going to tell you what I've had the most fun playing in this game so far, and it's been Sabacc, the card game.
I just played that today. It's pretty cool.
It is.
Oh, phenomenal. They actually have a rule set for Sabacc. Nice, good.
Yeah, it's.
I haven't played it yet, so
it's the real rule set that you can play. Like you can go to Disney and buy a pack of Sabacc cards. It's the same rule set. It's the real game.
Nice. Okay.
The one Luke Skywalker played back in the day.
It's very neat. I think it plays well. There's a main story mission that's accompanying this, and there's actually a really, really cool intel mission that accompanies Sabacc that gives you a nice little treat from the past. I'll just say it's really fun.
I do have a question about Sabacc though, because I thought I won, and then I walked away from the table and I lost credits. Do you have to play a certain amount of games, or like I played like 8 rounds? And I'm like, I think I'm done. It's not giving me any more prompts. I'm like, it was like the introduction to the game, basically.
Yeah.
And then I was.
It's a games of the service collectible card game. That's your monthly fee, essentially.
That's probably yeah. Damn it! It's like you didn't buy this game. You will never make money and sit back.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you buy it at Disney World, then you can play. It's fine.
What was that game on you guys had? Eye of Judgment?
Eye of Judgment, yes.
Oh, yes.
Hell yeah.
Sorry.
The only 2 things that I'm with you guys. Like, I feel like it does everything okay. And one of the things that I am encouraged by is that the fact that there's a lot of kind of new, I won't say it's all new territory for Ubisoft, but I feel like this is something good that they can build on in the future. So I don't know if there's going to be an Outlaws 2, or maybe they're going to do some other type of Star Wars game, but they have a good foundation to build on.
That's why it's also frustrating to me, though, because it's like a step back in their own games that they've already done better in their newer games.
Yeah, Far Cry shooting is better, and
Assassin's Creed, it's like Valhalla's long as shit. It's way too much, but that's the thing. Even Splinter Cell, like Chaos Theory, did some stealth better, and that's fucking PS2, Xbox days. But yeah, I see what you're saying. Like, if they could build on it, like it's the team's first shot at this,
right? And they put a lot. I think they tried to put a lot in this game. So everything being serviceable is pretty good. That said, for some reason, I don't know if it's just me, but Kay runs weird, or at least
a lot of her animations are weird.
Yeah, like she jogs weird. Like the run is fine, like her sprint is fine, but when she's just jogging, it looks like I know they motion capped all of this and just looks stiff. Like, I don't know if that was, I don't know, maybe that's just me. The other thing is, man, this game needs a fucking GPS. God damn, you can't find anything sometimes. Like, so there are things that it's like, oh yeah, go find this over there, and they're like, you circle a mountain 3 times trying to find a way up it, and can't find it. So, and this is like the second time this has happened to me. And I've only been playing 8 hours or whatever. So yeah, that like
you'll find it eventually, but it's hard to tell on the map if you need to go where the marker is, or you need to go to like the other side of the mountain where the marker is. Because that happened to me once when I was like, it says the treasure sheet. I'm like, I don't see it. And I went all the way around on my speeder bike. I'm like, wait, there's a crack in the thing here. Went in there. I'm like, oh my God, okay, that marker is like, okay, sure. I guess that's the closest place you could put it, maybe. But yeah,
that's
I know what you mean.
It's kind of I've run into that a couple times already. But yeah, I'm still really enjoying it. I'm looking forward to playing.
The mini games are fucking awesome. The lockpicking and the
the lockpicking is I think the only lockpicking that I think is even a competition would probably be, what is it, Skyrim? I think had really good lockpicking. It actually had you actually had to turn the lockpick. If I remember correctly. But yeah, this one is much more like this. The lockpicking is almost like a little mini rhythm game. It's pretty cool.
It's like it. Sam, what's it called?
Simon. Yeah.
In Canada, it's
and then the slicing is like Wordle. So
yeah, when Travis said that in the thing, I was like, oh my God, it is Wordle.
Yeah, it's absolutely Wordle.
Literally Wordle.
And the slicing tools, one of the things I liked about the slicing tools is like when you can slice computers, you can slice into computers before you get the slicing tools. And you just and you have all the icons that you get to choose from. But after you get the slicing tools, all the icons are linked. So when you find the right icon in the tree, the rest of the tree goes away. So it narrows down the icons more quickly. So if you actually look at all the icons that are available to you, they're linked, and I think there's only the number linked that equals the number that you actually need to select. But once you find the right one in the tree, that entire tree disappears from the from the choices.
Is that how that works? Yeah, I wasn't quite sure.
I think so. I got to go back. I just recently opened it up, so I've only done it a few times. So I'll come back and we'll talk about that next week.
Yeah, I haven't failed those. Wasn't sure if you can. I just kind of put in keep trying until it basically runs it all down. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, you can't. I'm sure you can fail them, but also if you get to your last try and you don't know exactly how to do it, just back out and start again. So whatever.
Yeah, not really a big deal. No, that's fun.
But yeah, it's good stuff. I like it. I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied with it.
I like it enough. I'll say that. I think it is
not Jedi Survivor or Jedi, or it's not that level, but it is a good scoundrel game, a good Star Wars scoundrel game.
I think if you're a Star Wars fan and you have a high tolerance for some kind of jankiness, kind of in a way,
quirks.
Quirks is probably a better way to put it, because I've run into some bugs, but I've run into one game-breaking bug where I just couldn't advance and I had to reload a new save, but that wasn't too bad.
Oh wow!
People that paid for the
huge
version
edition.
Of the game,
yeah. They did you guys? Well, I posted it in the Discord, but they did patch it before the actual release. But yeah, if you paid the extra fucking money, and on PS5 there was a bug that if you basically reloaded any save, if you had multiple saves, any one previous to the latest one, your game was pretty much guaranteed to hit a game-breaking bug. So those people basically lost like 2 days of gameplay.
Yeah.
And then
Ubisoft was like, I gotta start over. Sorry.
Yeah, they're like, we patched it, but you still have to start over. Like it wasn't
if you used any save file that wasn't like their autosave, essentially,
or like the latest one. So you could do a manual save, but you could not revert back to any previous save. The second you did that, like this bug would happen. Like you would not be able to advance the story.
Okay. So all the people that paid the extra money to get the 3 days early basically got fucked on PS5. Wow. Yeah, because they patched it before launch. Wow.
Yeah.
Ouch.
And then they offered, they basically said sorry, and then offered like some Ubisoft credits, which Ubisoft credits are pretty much useless. Yeah, they're so dumb. So
you can download a wallpaper or something.
Exactly.
Yeah. Can you just give me credits in the game? Like that's more valuable to me at this point.
Fucking. How about my money back? Like that would never happen. But yeah, but they did. If you're one of those people, that sucks. But at least they did get it early. It'll give them that much. So
yeah. Cool.
Hey, you didn't have to do that. You could have just paid the $20 for Ubisoft Plus, and then you got that edition anyway. So I played it early because of that. So see if I keep I was gonna cancel it right after I was done with Star Wars, and I forgot that Shadows is coming out. So I might keep
Shadows.
It for, Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Oh, Assassin's Creed. Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh shit. Yeah.
So I might as well keep that up.
Tempting.
Yeah. Jason, do you have any interest in playing Outlaws?
No, not really. Yeah, I mean, first it's like an open world game, which I'm not super into. Especially you telling me that it's very stealth oriented.
It is.
I can take that or leave it at it. It's got to be done really well if I'm going to do it. So, and then Star Wars sucks now. So. I'm kidding.
The worst thing about the stealth is that there's two distinctly different ways of stealth. Like there's one where the mission is specifically stealth, and that's what Jeff was alluding to. It's like if you get caught, you get thrown out, you lose rep and all this other shit. And then if you actually enter an area, you can stealth in and take guys out, and that's better. It's better, but it's still not perfect.
I opened up an ability I haven't had a chance to use yet because I haven't done one of those missions yet since I've had it. But the one where if you get caught, she puts her hands up and it's like, oh, and then you can shoot them with you can like put your hands up and be like, oh shit. And then you can either like shoot them with a stun gun or like try to talk your way down. I haven't done that yet. Travis, have you done that? Like, does that actually work?
No, I don't know how to get it to activate.
Oh, you don't have to get it.
Yeah. It's the first thing
when you get recognized, when you get discovered, you're supposed to hit R3, and then she's supposed to throw her hands up.
Oh, of course you're supposed to.
Very intuitive.
Yeah, very intuitive.
Because I opened it, I don't remember telling me that. I just thought it
does tell you that.
Do this
if you actually go into the ability and it'll like actually dig into the ability.
Chris, I don't want to go into menus. I want the game to tell me. Damn it. Hold my hand.
I want to be spoon-fed.
Exactly. Fuck, I've played enough games lately that don't do that. I just want, like, Travis was like, I just want a brain-dead, go to the markers and do shit game, and I'm like, fuck. I'm like, I want that too. And no, this is like, and the game is fucking hard at the beginning. Like, it is tough. Like, it can I eventually push everything to fucking easy because I'm like, I just don't want to deal with the frustration. And it's still frustrating with how hard it can be sometimes. I'm like, damn it. And who would fucking interact on the R3? You can change that in options.
You can change it. Yeah, I've gotten used to it at this point.
Yeah.
My suggestion to people though that are jumping into this game is if you get one of the expert missions, try and do that as quickly as you can because those open up abilities.
Yeah.
And it allows you to, and then it'll open up the initial ability and then it opens up all the rest of the sabbat cards because they're all like little sabbat cards and you fill in like with specific things that you have to do, but it'll give you the opportunity of getting the skills a little bit more quickly. But yeah, I like it. It's good.
I do like it. It grew on me. I was ready to fucking give up on it the first day I played it, or the first 2 days. But now I'm like, okay. I still haven't found my tight loop yet, though. I still need to understand where to get all the contracts, what each of them do. Whatever. Once I figure that all out, then I think I can get into a loop where I'm like, okay, like an addictive style loop where it's like, okay, and not get frustrated.
The game gets so much better when you find that loop.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
It feels so much better. It does. Be confident that when you get there, it'll feel better.
Sweet.
I gotta tell you guys, this one thing that really frustrates me. There was one particular like bandit hideout that I ran into, and you know when you go into these hideouts, you're like one of these buildings or whatever it is. It always tells you how many treasures are available in that area, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I went into this bandit hideout and it said there were 4. So my thing is, and this is the reason that this game is going to take me at least
I know exactly
50% more time than the rest of you because I am methodical about getting everybody knocked out before and not being discovered. So that took me like 20 minutes at least, knocked everybody out, and I'm running around looking for all the treasures, and I found 3 of them. And I was like, I bet I know where this other one is because there's a wall and there's a big fucking X on it, essentially. And I looked it up and I'm like, I bet that's it. And I looked it up and the 4th treasure is behind that wall. And they say, in order to get through it, you have to have a particular blaster upgrade, like for her little pea shooter blaster.
Yeah.
And the dudes I knocked out had fucking grenade launchers.
Yeah. I tried using a grenade launcher on it. And it didn't work.
I did too. And I'm like,
threw
why
a grenade.
Did that not work?
I used a grenade launcher. I'm like, son of a... Where's my headbutt from Wukong? That'll get through there.
It is like logically, that's just fucking weird. Like,
I know.
I can't this grenade launcher. I shot 6 grenades at the goddamn thing and it didn't blow up. Oh, but one shot from my little pea shooter, like blast shot, will work. That makes total sense.
Another little gripe that it's kind of a gripe, and also just check to see if it happens to you guys is when you're driving around your speeder. You'll sometimes get like, oh, the pirate, we found out where our supplies are, go here, and you can go there and intercept the supplies before the Imperials get it, or you can let them fight it out for a bit, clean them up, steal their shit.
Right.
They seem to happen in the same spot very often. Like I'll drive by and I'm like, oh, there's one. I'm like, it's the same fucking one. It's the exact same area. It's the exact same thing, exact same scenario. And I wish once you did it once, it would just not happen there again. So I know when it pops up, it's a new one. It's like, okay, I'll get shit.
Now, I've done 3 of those, and twice it was in the same spot already.
Yeah.
So
let me guess. I can't.
But the loot you get is good, so it's like it's hard to pass
it is
up,
pretty good.
You know?
Yeah, the loot is pretty. Like it's decent. Like it's not like
it's parts for upgrades usually. Yeah. So,
it's going to be interesting to see how we think next week because I'm sure we'll be a lot further.
Yeah, I plan to play it when we're done, and I plan to play it most of the day tomorrow probably too. So we'll see.
Nice. Very cool.
Cool.
Before we talk about thing, I do have a new game I played last week.
Sure, finish up.
I don't think you guys. I tried the 33 Immortals closed beta. Okay. It happened last week. That's
not familiar.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that either.
Spirit Far guys. It's their new
game. Okay. Yeah.
So it's basically like I didn't get to play too much of it because the first day was kind of janky. Like I kept getting hard crashes after like every time I tried to play for like 5 minutes. And the second day was a little bit better. I think I got the gist of the game. So you're put onto like a server with like 32 other people. So there's 33 of you. Clever name. You get to pick your weapon, like a staff, an archer, like sword, double knives, and kind of thing. And then you go to an area, and there's a bunch of dungeons on the area and enemies, and you're all on this map, fucking shit up. But then each dungeon is limited to a certain amount of people. So there'll be slots open. You all go into one or whatever, and then you're basically there to beat the dungeon or the challenge in there and get the loot. And there's like co-op type abilities you can do. Like it'll show up on the it's isometric. It kind of looks like Hades. That's kind of like view it is. Kind of similar art style too.
Yeah. What kind of loot are you getting? Like weapons and armor, or
the first bit are perks. So there's stuff that gets either passive abilities or stuff that your weapon can do and things like that. From what I gather, like you can switch your weapons whenever you want. Like the hub area, you can just kind of pick which weapon you want. So I'm not sure if that's gonna be like the kind of point of the game is to level up all the weapons, because I don't think the gear is going to be that focused, because it seemed like everybody kind of looked the same, just different color palettes. Like you can kind of change your color or whatever. And just the way that the art style is, I don't think there would be a bunch of different kind of armor, because it's all like 2D kind of style, sort of.
Yeah.
But I don't really know. The only thing I say is like check out a trailer or something. I don't really know what the loop is or the ebb and flow of that game. It was kind of fun when it was working. It was fun because I like co-op stuff where you don't have to talk to people and people are helping each other out. Like they can help you if you get knocked down. They can help you up. When they cast their co-op spell, it shows on where you are. Like it'll give you like a circle, and someone has to stand in that circle. Someone has to stand in another circle, and then when you all go in there and activate it, everyone gets like a shield, or everyone gets like a huge like damage boost or something like that. Like each character, I'm not sure if it's tied to weapon or what, has a different one of those. So you kind of have to be kind of smart when you use them. But it was pretty cool. I have no idea when it's coming out though. So
okay,
it was interesting. I think you guys would. Well, I'm not sure if I think Jason and Chris might dig it.
Okay.
More so than myself.
It sounds like quite a bit of a departure from their previous
Spiritfarer.
Yeah,
I never played Spiritfarer. I never played that one. Okay. So I have no
yeah, that one you're honest, it's very narrative driven. It is not a ton of gameplay. But it's you're like, guiding spirits into the afterworld. And getting their stories, and it's kind of a tearjerker, I guess.
Oh, this doesn't seem like that.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't seem like there's that much narrative so far. Yeah. So that was kind of cool.
Interesting.
Nice.
Yeah.
What else? Anything else? Travis, you got anything else, or?
No, we just play more Wukong. I think was also messing with that as well. So yeah,
we talked about Wukong a lot last week. That we lost.
I do think we should release that as like a 0.5 show or something like that.
Yeah, just an impressions video.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good idea.
Initial impressions.
Yeah, if the audio makes sense, we'll mess with it. But anyway, so yeah, still plugging away at that. Just to give the uninitiated a little bit of insight on how I was feeling last week, I just immediately took to the game the second I started playing it. I think Jeff and I both agreed that this is indeed a Souls-like. I think
I think so. Yep.
Wrong to say
it feels like it.
Yeah, it's absurd to say it's not. I think there are ton of other features that are in the game that definitely lend itself to like being an RPG, but at the end of the day, this is about fighting bosses, and when you're fighting bosses, it is a Souls game. And when you're fighting those bosses, man, I just can't get enough. They are difficulty-wise, I find them all challenges. Fun challenges for the most part.
But do you need a specific layout, or is it like pattern-based stuff? Or
it is pattern-based. Yeah, it's definitely pattern-based with their.
Yeah, you can't really change your build and like bulldoze your way through them like you can in like Elden Ring. Yeah, it's like.
Yeah. Okay. But I forgot where I was going with that. But anyway, but no, it's been great. I kind of completely lost my train of thought.
You're thinking if you can bring it back. I am still enjoying it. I am on chapter 4 now. I really started to enjoy it once the combat kind of clicked. I know we talked about the combat last week, and how some of like the descriptions were kind of vague or whatnot. Once I stopped concentrating on trying to do all the more like advanced stuff or trying to incorporate all my abilities and just accept the fact that you're really doing the same combo over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Except for when you can use your abilities. That's when I was like, okay, this is working. I'm getting big damage. I'm doing stuff. And I was like, oh, wait, maybe that's how you're supposed to play and not try to be like all flashy with everything.
It's very similar to Liza P in that sense. Whereas with a Souls game, or with a From Software game, you approach a different enemy, and an enemy is going to have a set move set, and you have to learn and study that move set and in order to pass it up. And it's build focused, so like you can create your build around attacking a certain boss way better than you can in Wukong. But fuck me, I keep on losing my train of thought. I'm having a rough time tonight, boys.
It's that kind of night, right, Travis?
I didn't want to cancel podcasting tonight, but I was like, I don't feel good, but like I just can't think of anything. No. So let me just wipe my slate clean and let me tell you where I'm at right now. So I am in chapter 5 of chapter 6. I've done all the secret areas and got those set up because I'm really going for the true ending because I hear it's super, super epic. So I want to hit the true ending in my first playthrough.
And you can do that in one playthrough, or do you have to do multiple?
You can do it. Okay. You can do it in one playthrough, and they did a really, really good job with their missions here. Like some of their missions can be really, really not missions, but some of their
obtuse
quests can be obtuse, similar to like a FromSoft game, like. Talk to this guy here, and then all of a sudden the person's gone, but you have to talk to him again, and he ends up in some random location like 2 chapters later, and it's like there's no way to know that. Like there's no possible way unless
you have to give him the third toe off the bird you fought on Volcano Isle. It also said you can sell this for 1 billion souls, but you did that, but then you're like, oh fuck, I fucked myself out of that quest line that gives me this really cool item. But then if you kill,
so they allow you to do that. But one of the things that I do enjoy that they changed with this game is with FromSoft, it's very easy to make these quests and these character stories missable, where you can just make the slightest mistake. Oh, you took 5 steps in a westward direction, and that triggered something to where now all the NPC, the storylines are cut off. They don't really have anything like that in this game. Like if you go and you beat the game, you can turn around and go back and do all the secret missions if you want to, and you can do all the side stories if you want to. It's all there, and nothing is really missable in the game. I appreciate that with this title. It seems like something that's just so easy to do to kind of make it easy, not easier, but just to give a little grace to your consumer.
It gives you, and with the clues, they're much more, they don't hold your hand, so they're not totally Jeff approved, but they give you enough context to you can figure it out. Like, for example, there's a character in this game that you meet in multiple levels, and there's one you meet in the snow level, and he's freezing, he's shivering. And he's like, oh, it's so cold. I wish I had fire. I wish I had fire. So, I was like, okay, well, what do I have that as fire? And you get an ability that you can draw a circle of fire around you and it gives you health. I was like, well, I'm going to try casting that right here because that just makes sense. And that's how you do it. It's like, okay, it wasn't some weird item that I had to get in like chapter 1 or something that you would never even think to do. Like, I don't know. I was like, it just made sense. And it's just, that's an example of, it's like, okay, I didn't have to go to a wiki to figure that out. That was pretty self-explanatory. And I like that.
Yeah. I'm just liking a whole bunch about this game. The combat's great. The traversal going from boss to boss is still not my favorite part of the game.
No.
The enemies don't give you too much trouble, but they're also not cannon fodder. Like you still have to fight them, you know what I mean? So
The invisible walls still suck too.
The invisible walls, it's ridiculous how like some don't have invisible walls and you're hopping over these rocks and cliffs and then there's like clearly an open space and you can't walk through it. It's so,
you guys uploaded a clip to the Discord server and that was egregious. That was nasty.
Dude, that wasn't even like one of the worst ones. There's some that are really bad.
It was bad.
Yeah, it's fine. It's like you get used to it and you kind of get an eye for it in a way. You're just, it still needs a map. Like we talked about last week, that didn't get
put out,
but it needs a map. There's no map. And that is a problem. Dude, okay, so Travis, so I took 2 days. I haven't played it in 2 days because of Outlaws. I wanted to get some good time with Outlaws before this. And where I stopped playing was in chapter 4, where you're in like the spider maze. And that was the worst place to stop playing a game for a bit.
Oh, no.
Because I went back and I was like, where the fuck am I supposed to go? I had no idea. I was like, well, I guess I'm just going to walk around. And because it's like a Souls-like, the enemies are all there again. So I can't even judge it by where there's enemies, where there isn't enemies. I just had to kind of go to whatever the last thing I opened and hope I would pick the right way. I eventually found it.
You're definitely in my least favorite part of the game.
Yeah, it's not hard or anything. It's just don't like it.
Yeah, I was not a fan of the layout of chapter 4.
No, not a fan of that either, at all.
I'm not a fan of where I'm at in the game, period, because I'm at the point now where story-wise, I am stuck behind a boss, and then secret-wise, I'm on the very, very last secret, which is the secret level is just the boss. There's no traversal or anything. Like the boss is so tough, the secret level is just one boss. And it's the de facto hardest boss in the game. Every video that ranks the bosses in the title, they all say this is the toughest guy. So I'm currently being massively cucked by the hardest boss in the game. And I'm in that situation where like I have 2 games to play. I can play Wukong, I can play Star Wars, and I'm sitting there and I'm judging. And I'm like, okay, Star Wars. I'm not really like in the mood for
get my ass beat. Get my cheeks clapped right now.
I am just like legitimately, it's fear. Like it's actual fear. Like I don't want to. Like I'm looking at Wukong and I'm like, there's no way.
Plus, you don't want to lose like muscle memory. You know, you got to keep that fresh in your head. Otherwise, you completely forget the controls when you come back.
That's the beautiful part about this. Like I was saying, how this is similar with Lies of P. Whereas you don't necessarily need to understand exactly what the boss is doing. You need to understand the concepts of your gameplay. With Lies of P, like if you're I'm not the type of person. I'm pretty good at Souls games, but I'm not the type of person to sit here and study an enemy and study the way they move and study their frame counts and their attack animations and stuff like that. Like I'm not that type of person. But I can understand systems and I can understand when a developer is like, okay, this is the way that you're meant to play. In Lies of P, it was you want to block, you want to parry. If you block and you get hit, you can regain some of your health back, a la Bloodborne. And once you learn those core tenets, you can fight any boss based off those tenets. And similar to what Jeff said, you actually find yourself every single fight doing the same exact combo, the same exact time with same exact boss. And that doesn't necessarily sound fun, but with
it doesn't.
Boss, but with each boss having their own style and their own fighting style, that's what makes it more interesting and stuff like that. So all you have to do is just learn how the developer wants you to play and not necessarily how do I get past this boss. If you keep on playing the game correctly, you will eventually push through that boss. That's just how the game is set up. There are no hard roadblocks in this game. I truly believe it. I truly believe if you put in the time, you don't necessarily have to get good. You just have to solidify the basics of combat.
That's still kind of getting good, but I see what you're saying. It's a different way of it. Like it's not, you don't, I never felt that, I can't remember if we talked about this in the Discord or it was last week, but I never felt that like what you're feeling now with this boss seems like an outlier. Like I feel that a lot in some other Souls likes where I just get afraid to fight a new boss. And this I don't, because I just think right from the get-go, it shouldn't be that bad because I know it's going to be possible. I'm not sure if that's because the game is easier, because the game's fucking hard. Like a lot of the bosses were really tough.
It's tough.
But I didn't have to I didn't do the normal thing I do with like Souls, where it's like I'll try like 4 or 5 times and I'm right to fucking YouTube to be like, what do I need to do to beat this motherfucker? It's just doing what I knew what I was doing like already, just doing it better. But maybe that's just the thing. I don't know. Maybe that's. I guess they're kind of like two and the same thing, but I don't know. But I agree. Yeah, I totally agree. It's just a different feeling. It's like, don't feel that overwhelmed when you're fighting a boss.
But yeah, I love it so far. I am struggling with my words today, but it is gonna definitely be on my game of the year list. I don't see a world where this does not end up on my top 10. I love love everything about it, the combat, the characters, the style.
Dude, it looks so it's gorgeous.
It looks so good. It's so gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks great.
I think we have to mention this, and it's just kind of funny too, because Travis and I were talking about how like 3 of the games that we really liked this year or recently are Wukong, Stellar Blade, and what was the other one? Wukong, Stellar Blade.
Was it Shadow of the Erdtree?
No. Oh, yeah. I mean, you can fit that in there too, but no, there's another game specifically that was developed out east. What the fuck was the third game?
Well, that was Liza P. That was Korea.
Oh, it was Liza P. Yeah, sorry, it was Liza P. They all came out. They're all good. They're all super fucking polished, like very polished. Like I didn't have any glitch. I haven't had any glitches in Wukong yet. I had very minimal in Stellar Blade, and Liza P. I don't think I did either. But it was just funny because we were literally talking about that, and like 10 minutes later, Travis ran into a bug. One of his bosses where he couldn't kill it. He had the health down to 0, but it wouldn't fucking die.
And then when he eventually killed me and I went back to fight the boss, I could stand in front of the boss. I could just stand in front of him and he wouldn't do anything. I couldn't attack him. The game registered him as dead. I couldn't attack him. My attacks would just swing right through, but I could just stand in front of the boss. So it was clearly a bug that I was concerned that I was going to be, oh shit, am I locked out of this fight now going forward? Because is it bugged out for good? But I was able to just restart the game and fight the boss again.
Yeah. But that was Western devs take note. Like seriously, like those are, Outlaws is one that just came out and it is not super polished. Probably had a much bigger budget than every single one of those games.
Yeah, lots more people working on it too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hopefully they can take note and they can learn from it and be like, you know what? These games they all did really well. Like Wukong sold 10 million in like 3 days.
Wow.
I mean,
nice.
China's huge.
Yeah.
Like, but I mean, it's still sold. It's still like you put out a good game, and polished, it's going to get around.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Truth.
Let's see. Anything else for you guys?
Not for me.
I'll wrap mine up real quick. So one of the things I was hoping to do before Outlaws came out was finish Erdtree, and I did. So I was able to get to Radon and finish that up. Really enjoyed it overall.
Wait! Don't just pass that over.
Yeah, I just beat Radon.
Okay, I mean, what do you want to know? I'm sorry.
You're just like, I beat it. Yeah, no. Radon is the hardest from soft boss in the history of
so hard.
He was fucking hard. Yeah, he was fucking hard. Yeah, absolutely. he took me. It was oh god.
You just took a day and beat Radon.
Yeah,
fuck out of here.
An hour.
I took a.
He's like, Outlaws is coming out. I guess let me read through this real quick.
I did the last half. I did the last. Well, probably not the last half. Probably like the last quarter of his dungeon and Radon on Thursday night. Radon took me, and I Radon with the mimic tier and with one of the NPC helpers. Probably took me like 10 times to beat him.
What?
He was rough.
10 times?
Jesus Christ, dude. Like, he made me bust out the chicken leg. That's how fucking frustrated I was after, I don't know, like 20 something probably.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you guys, Blasphemous Blade, baby. Come on.
I'm calling
Blasphemous Blade. Come on.
Blasphemous Blade. I forgot what weapon you were using.
That's right. Only the best weapon in the game. So
it is the best.
I mean, I had a great time with it. I did notice that this time around, it was more. I don't know if it's just like, it's definitely a mentality type game, because like when the original game came out, I was like fucking nonstop. And this time it was like I definitely would put in an hour or two, and then I needed a break from it. It's like the exploration is there's a lot of exploration, a lot of loot to find. Enemies can be brutal, so. But yeah, I was happy to be able to get through that. I did not have. Did you guys have both of the NPCs that are available to help out at the end?
0 of them.
Really?
Fucked up all those quests.
I could use Ansbach, but I didn't use them because generally each person that you bring into a fight, it increases the health pool of the boss. So I like to mitigate that as much as possible by only bringing my mimic. So it doesn't count because your mimic.
The mimic you do after.
You get after, so you only get the health pool of a solo fight, a 1v1.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So that's why. Yeah. So you actually had the health pool of a 2v1.
Yeah, I did. I guess so. But for me, it's like I need someone to distract him so he's not hitting me all the time.
No, yeah, aggro is the most important thing.
And that's the thing. The aggro is because he hits so fucking hard. There was at least twice I walked through the fog, tried to do to kick off the mimic tier, and I was dead before he got out. Like he just blitzed at me, and I mistimed my roll to get away, and it was 2 hits, and I was dead. I'm assuming
you had the golden braid as well.
Golden braid? No, what's that?
Oh, that makes it. It's one of the attacks he has in his second phase. It doesn't hurt you. The possession one.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't have that.
You have to suck the bird and get the third doe, as Jeff was.
The third, exactly.
Yeah.
No, I didn't have that equipped, so I absolutely got hit with the possession a couple times, but I didn't know what it did. Like, what does that actually do to you?
It breaks it, so you don't get possessed.
So
no, but what does the possession do to you? So like, it didn't do anything to me.
Insta kill. So when he grabs you, when he grabs
then I must have had it then because it didn't insta kill me.
Yeah, when he grabs you the first time, it puts a little icon over your head, and it basically puts you on notice, being like, "Okay, one more chance. If you get grabbed again, you're dead."
Oh, I see.
So it's
yeah. Okay, I never got grabbed twice in the same fight, but that's usually because he would grab me once, and then before I knew it, I was dead again. But the one thing that was really stressful was the fight that I beat him. My what was the dude's name? The
America?
No, Travis, you said you had him available to pull in.
Ansbach.
So Ansbach died, my mimic tier died, and I had no potions left. And that's when I ended up beating him.
Oh wow,
like,
nice.
It was like they had just died, and I saw Ansbach go down, and then I saw my mimic tier go down, and then he came after me, and I got the last hit, and I'm like, oh god, like it was one of those. It was a butt pucker moment for sure. Yeah. Great. It's so good. It's so good. Let's see. I did put a little bit of time into a couple of new games. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I broke out a couple of my Metroidvanias that I keep collecting. I picked up Gal Guardians, and that's a pretty cool one. That one feels very, very Castlevania, like old school Castlevania. And the kind of the hook there is that you actually are a team of 2 characters, and you can switch back and forth on the fly. One of them does a lot of melee attacks, and her shtick is that everything is origami. So like she's actually swinging like weapons made out of origami, and like the third hit of her combo is like these origami stars.
She's hitting people with paper is what you're saying.
Yes, and it works. Yeah, like vicious paper cuts, Jeff.
Yeah. Oh man, I've seen people throw cards, man.
Cards, yes. Oh yeah. And then the other girl has a submachine gun because, origami, submachine gun, those go together.
Makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. But very Castlevania it looks really good. It's all stage based, but you can go back to previous stages anytime you want. So there is backtracking, but the backtracking is like go back to stage 1 and do that again. Maybe you have another ability that opens up a new area, that kind of thing. And the other one is Hunter X, which is a little bit more combat focused, but I'm still very early on, and I realized pretty quickly that the combat is super stiff and very limited at first. But there are skills that you open up in the skill trees that make it more fluid. So it's just about getting through that. It's like it's a slog to get through that kind of stuff.
Man, it's like Outlaws. It's like Flintlock was like that. Like that's just the way developers are doing stuff now. Like, bring back the Metroiding us. Give us the taste of the cool stuff at the beginning, so we know what we're leading up to,
and then take it all away.
I don't mind taking it if I know. Then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna eventually feel like a badass, and instead of like an hour being like, I feel like this sucks. I'm a wuss. I'm just hitting people with my paper and nothing's happening.
That's right. I'm just throwing paper stars at people. But yeah, that's it for me. Jason, how about you?
Do you guys have a therapy game that you go back to? Like feeling
Symphony of the Night,
down?
Man.
Yeah,
Symphony of the Night. Oh yeah, absolutely.
I was definitely in a rut this past week, and I needed some therapy. And my therapy game is Monster Hunter. So
nice. I've playing that. Yeah.
I've been playing a shit ton of Monster Hunter Rise, partially because I haven't tried any of the Sunbreak stuff.
Nice.
I actually started a brand new save, and I put in about 30 hours or so.
Holy fuck!
Wow, dude.
There wasn't much aside from that, but I started playing Bow, and I haven't really played that since World, so it is still kind of fresh and new. Yeah.
What? 30 hours in a mental health game for you.
Yeah.
You okay, man? You doing all right?
I'm doing great.
Mental health. Yeah, exactly.
Do you want to talk about what's going on?
No.
No? Okay. Well,
just down.
You know, I'm down the street. You just call me and let me know if you need anything.
All right. Do you want to play Monster Hunter?
I'll call. Yeah, absolutely. You got to carry me though. You got to carry me. I'm not that good.
I'm a Lance player now, so anyway. Aside from that, I did play something new. That is Shadow of the Ninja Reborn.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you showed me that shit. That looks good,
dude. This is really good. So this is a reimagining in the vein that Natsume's been doing with some of their older titles like Wild Guns, Pocky and Rocky. With those games, they were just kind of like a fresh coat of paint for the most part, maybe some quality of life stuff. But this one, it was done back in the NES era. So they're bringing it up to today's kind of standards, and as such, they've revamped the shit out of this. Both in terms of visual quality and like audio, even mechanics. They've added a bunch of stuff. They added a new character, even though they play pretty much the same. But they added a bunch of new content to the levels, and it's nice because these are they have some of the original developers that are contributing to this, so you can kind of go back to them and say, well, what would you have done differently, if you had the technology? So they're kind of doing that with this release, and it's
nice. Yeah.
It's a good package. I want to say it's like $20. It's hard as balls, man. Holy shit. I got through the first stage okay, but I'm stuck on the second one now, and you have one health bar, you have one life. Granted, there's only 6 stages, but getting through those is really, really tough. But it's been fair for the most part.
Does it save after the first mission,
so
or you
kind
start
of,
from the
yes.
beginning?
So it's kind of fucked up. So if you get to the next stage, like you're at stage 2 or something like that, and you quit, it does not save your progress. But if you go to the next stage, in stage 2, and you die, it will save your progress, so you're able to continue from stage 2. I don't know if that's something they can fix. They probably
don't
should.
Quit. Just kill yourself.
Just make sure.
That's what you're saying.
That's a handy little tip that might save you a ton of headaches. But yeah, this is really cool, and this is what you want to see out of a reimagining, like a remaster or whatever.
For sure.
Is to put more than just a coat of paint on stuff. It's like redone. It's neat. It's available all over the place. They've got physical versions as well, except for Xbox. But if you want to pick it up physical, you can do that as well. Shadow of the Ninja.
I don't think can you buy it physical now? I thought it was a limited run.
I don't know if that's out yet. I got mine digital. I bought it on Steam. But yeah, I've seen ads for it as well.
Actually, I'm doing it again. When I talked about the demo a few weeks ago, I'm getting this mixed up with Ninja 5.0.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
I'm thinking that had the limited run because we're stopped around the same time this demo came out. I get those games mixed up all the fucking time.
Gotcha. Okay, but yeah, this is really good, and I'm gonna keep at it because, like I said, it's been fair to me, which is saying a lot because a lot of times old games like that are just extremely unforgiving.
Yeah.
But when you have like a save system and you get health items, it makes it a little bit easier to swallow. So yeah, I definitely want you guys to check it out. It's really good.
I only played the demo. I might check it out eventually.
It's gorgeous looking too. Man.
Yeah, the animation is great. Like just visually pleasing. It's good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Other than that, yeah, that's about it.
All right, Jeff, do we have any news?
We do have a little bit of news. Just a few things we can quickly get out of the way here. Nintendo had their Direct last week. They did. One thing which I didn't put in the news because I honestly thought Chris would have played it, but I guess he's waiting for possibly the physical version or not. But Konami announced and released the same day the Castlevania Dominus collection.
Oh, that's right. I picked that up. Yeah.
That is a great collection. Like
it is all the DS games,
the DS, all the DS games, and outside of outside of Symphony of the Night, like those three are like the best of all the Metroidvanias in my opinion. So, yeah, absolutely go. I'm a bit partial to Order of Ecclesia because I thought it was very unique in the way that you got upgrades and stuff like that. So
that was beautiful. Yeah. Oh my god.
There's that too. Yeah. But yeah, absolutely check those out. That collection is fantastic. All three of those fucking games are just hands down great.
And it's cool how they they integrated the DS touch stylus stuff. And you can pull up the map, the second screen on the side, and then you can flip to stylus mode and actually move around where you need to, where you would need to do it on the DS. Yeah.
So yeah, they made it work.
Yep. And you can get that now on everything. And
it will be going up on limited run.
It's going on limited run September 13th, I believe. So that's probably what I'm going to get because I want to get that.
I'm sure I will spend too much money on that. Yes.
They also announced one of our on our games of the year list last year, Sea of Stars getting its DLC in 2025.
Yeah, I was not expecting that.
Yep, the Watchmaker.
Sea of Stars, yeah, okay.
And it's free. They're not charging for it. Wow. If you have the game, you're going to get it. And it looks pretty beefy. It's takes place in like a carnival kind of thing, and it looks pretty cool. So if you like the Sea of Stars, look forward to that.
It's like new gameplay, new classes and stuff. Like main dude's like a juggler or something.
Yes, they all have like carnival type themes to some of their attacks. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Remedy and Annapurna are teaming up. They're going to be Annapurna is going to be publishing Control 2. So that's good shit news. That's awesome. Control 1 is great. Big game for Annapurna because they're usually like smaller games, like smaller type indie stuff. Yeah. So this is going to be pretty interesting. And I mean, hopefully it sticks because Remedy, as good as their games are, they get passed around the industry. Like it's very rare they make a game, a sequel to a game, or another game under the same publisher. So, yeah, looking forward to that. Control's so
poor
good.
Remedy.
Oh man, seriously,
they make such good games, and then I just don't get it. I don't get it.
I don't know why.
I'm not a big Alan Wake fan, but I know that it's a good game. It's like I know that's a personal thing for me that I don't really like it, but Control was great. Like I don't get it.
I don't think they've ever released a bad game. Like
I agree.
They're all pretty tight. Capcom, they got another collection coming out, and this is one that I've been waiting for. I'm sure Jason as well.
This came out of nowhere, dude.
Yeah, I did not expect this because we knew about CVS, the first one,
the Marvel, yeah,
that one was coming out.
Not CVS, yeah.
No, the CVS versus SNK that was announced too, like as a single re-release.
Okay.
Versus SNK. CVS, sorry. Yeah. CVS, the first one, to Millennium Fight or whatever. Not Millennium. Is that Millennium Fight? I get them mixed up.
No, Millennium Fight is the Capcom one. So
that's the Capcom
SVCKS was the SNK one. Yep.
Yeah. So we knew about that. So Capcom's releasing Capcom Fighting Collection 2, which is CVS, CVS 2, which that's the one I'm really hyped up for. That game is so good. Capcom Fighting Evolution.
Boo.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
But everything else is bangers.
Street Fighter Alpha 3 Upper, which I'm not sure what I know. It was Upper before.
This is the arcade version.
Okay, gotcha. Because I know
yeah.
they had that plus one that was like on the other collection. So I'm not sure if this is before or after, but Power Stone and Power Stone 2.
Power Stone 1 and 2.
Yep.
Online, baby.
That's enough for me to get it right there. Power Stone 1 and 2. That's enough for me to get it right there.
Oh man, played so much Power Stone on the Dreamcast back in the day.
Yeah, me too.
So fun.
That was great.
Project Justice, which is like a rival schools joint, I believe. Is it? Okay.
I want to say it's the arcade version, like it's a sequel.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. And then Plasma Sword, which I have not played. I just know what that character from Marvel vs. Capcom 2 from Plasma Sword. I've never played it.
Yeah, dude.
But that's coming out in 2015. Fuck, 2025. That's hitting the PlayStation 4, the PCs, and the Switches.
They kept that under wraps. I'm really proud of them. They did a good job, like keeping it quiet.
Yeah, I didn't know that was coming.
They pretty much, like they're just coming off the announcement of the Marvel collection, which is due out, in like a couple weeks or something like that. Mm-hmm. And then to announce this right away, damn, that's great. They can keep doing this stuff, please.
They can. That's it.
I did not realize that Plasma Sword was the sequel to Star Gladiator.
Yep.
That makes it even better. Dude, Rival Schools and Star Gladiator. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm definitely getting that. Definitely getting that.
Sweet.
Good stuff. Anything else, Jeff?
Nope. That's unless you guys caught something that you want to talk about. That's all I got.
No, I'm good. I think that might be a show, gentlemen. What do you think?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you all for listening. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, please tell a few friends about us. Also, like, subscribe, and comment on this post. All those things help us a lot. And yeah, check out our link tree at interactivedistractions.com. That will lead you to our Discord. So come hang out with us. And that's it. So until next time, my name is Chris.
I'm Travis.
I'm Jason.
No, I'm Jeff.
We did
Play the games, and we'll talk to you next week.